What do you have put in place that you're going to do? Or what's your blueprint? You know what I'm saying? What's your roadmap? What's your business plan? You know what I'm saying? So I hope that helped you with goals. Any more questions?
Yes, I have one more question.
Okay.
All right. So you know the saying, people have a broke man mindset?
Have a what mindset?
A broke man's mindset?
Broke man, yes.
Okay, how do you help someone break that mindset to become
positive? That's an excellent question. That is what you're dealing with is paradigms. You know, so I have to change that person's paradigm. And what that means is just reprogramming their mind. All of us are programmed a certain way. You know, it just depends on what type of household you grew up in. You know what I'm saying? Like my early years, I grew up in a household that was work. Get a job and work your butt off. When I got to about high school, I moved down south, and I got with my grandparents, and they, for years, had owned their own business. So my mindset had started shifting from working a job to owning my own business because that's what they always talked about. Grandparents always told me, you know, get your own. Nobody's going to pay you like you. Nobody's going to treat you like you. So in my early years, I wasn't really listening to that. It was just get a job. So that's what I was thinking, get a job. So what I have to do is find out where they're at. Like if they're at that point of, you know, that broke man's mindset, I got to change their paradigm. You know what I'm saying? Once you hang around a person, you'll start developing kind of their ways. You know what I'm saying? That's what's wrong, like with the kids now. They get in the streets, it's nothing but bad, and so they develop them bad ways. You know what I'm saying? But if you move them to a place where there's no bad kids, they're going to develop the good ways. It's just the way it is because we're culture. The recidivism rate is so enormous, it's ridiculous. You know, just their recidivism is just doing the same thing that you're not happy with, repeating the same results, and you're not happy with those results. And that's what that person is doing. But they just don't know how to change their paradigm. Nobody ever walked up to them and said, hey, let me show you how to change your thinking. When you get around a person that's always positive, you will just become positive. Even if you go to school and you got one teacher that's always positive, you'll be positive just for that little time in class. They'll change their thinking. And so that's what I have to do. I have to change their thinking and reprogram their mind. And basically the paradigm is just a series of habits. You know what I'm saying? They have a series of habits that they're doing. Now all we have to do is change their habits to good habits. And basically what you do is when you change like a bad habit to a good habit, what happens is that bad habit falls away from malnourishment. You know what I'm saying? When you start doing something good, it's like going to the gym and eating. The more you go to the gym, you'll start feeling guilty about not eating right. And then you'll start eating better. You'll say, well, no, I don't want this fried chicken. Let me go to Subway or get a salad or something like that. And you start creating those good habits. And if you do that for about 21 days, you'll create a habit because that's how long it takes. And that bad habit that you were doing or that bad thinking or bad attitude, it'll just fall away because you're not feeding it. You know what I'm saying? It's like anything. If you don't keep feeding it, it's going to fall away. Stop watering a plant or something like that. If it doesn't get that nourishment, it's going to be malnourished. So if you're not feeding that negativity, that bad thinking, because that's all you know, you're programmed like that. So all I got to do is take you out of that environment, put you in a rich, nice environment, and then keep you there. Just change the scenery. And you'll start seeing the physical, and then the mental will start changing. You know, it's difficult to see it when you're in a predominantly poor area or neighborhood. It's difficult for kids that's there to see they can be something. You know what I'm saying? But what I have to do is tell them, you don't live in a geographical area. You live in your mind because your thoughts are pictures. You think in pictures. So if you think about China, you automatically picture China. You think about Africa, you automatically picture Africa. And if you just keep holding on to that thought, you can actually project yourself and be there. It's just not a thought. You just have to keep holding on to it. But what most people do is they just stop thinking about it. And the universe won't give it to you. But if you keep thinking about it, it'll put people in front of you, places and things where you will be in that situation. But you just have to constantly thinking about positive things, surround yourself with positive things. And so that's how you would change a broke person's mindset. Any more questions?
Wow, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I have a question.
Yes.
If a person wants to become a millionaire, but not only become a millionaire, but they have in their mind that they can become a millionaire in 365 days, do you think it's possible? And how would you say the person, from your perspective, would what would they have to do to exactly pull it off?
To be a millionaire?